Listen to me. Don't just play this in the background while you scroll your phone. Don't just hear me. Lock in. Because what I'm about to give you, it's not motivation, it's survival. This is not a feel-good message. This is the blueprint. The stuff that breaks chains, the stuff that builds champions. Some of you, you're tired. Not just tired in your body, you're tired in your spirit. You're tired of starting and stopping. You're tired of being hyped one week and broken the next. You're tired of watching other people live the life you know deep down you're capable of, but it keeps slipping through your fingers. And I'm telling you right now, it's not because you're weak. It's not because you're not talented. It's not because you don't have what it takes. It's because you haven't been given the right habits. You haven't been given the mindset of a finisher, the heart of a warrior, the soul of somebody who refuses to quit. You don't need another pep talk. You need to understand how unstoppable people think, how they move, what they do when nobody's clapping, when nobody's watching, when everything in them says, stay down, and they get up anyway. So I'm gonna give you 7 habits. And if you take them seriously, not just listen, but live them, you'll never be the same again. This is the kind of message that wakes something up in you, the part of you that knows you were meant for more. Don't skip around. Don't check out. Because the person you want to become, the life you were built for, is waiting for you on the other side of this speech. Let's get it. And let me tell you something. There's a reason some people never lose momentum. There's a reason why some people keep rising even after life hits them with storm after storm. It's not because they've had it easy. It's not because they were born into the right family or they were lucky or gifted. It's because they made a decision that most people never make. They said, I'm done blaming. I'm done complaining. I'm done pointing fingers. They looked in the mirror and said, from this day forward, I own everything. See, you will never become unstoppable until you take ownership of everything in your life, your time, your mindset, your habits, your circle, your work ethic, your reactions, your attitude. You've got to stop outsourcing responsibility, because every time you do that, you're handing over your power. And people who keep giving away their power don't rise. They stay stuck. They stay frustrated. They keep waiting for somebody to come rescue them, fix them, choose them. But unstoppable people, they don't wait. They take command of the situation, no matter how broken, no matter how unfair. They say, I didn't choose it, but I will conquer it. Look, life is going to throw things at you that you didn't ask for. A betrayal you didn't see coming, a job you didn't lose on purpose, a past you didn't deserve. I get that. I'm not saying it's your fault, but it's your fight. Let that sink in. It's not your fault, but it's your fight. It's your responsibility now. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody owes you anything. You've got 2 choices: sit in the mess or rise through the rubble. You don't become unstoppable by crying over what should have happened. You become unstoppable when you say, I'm going to make something out of this, even if it kills me. And that's what ownership looks like. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, and it's not easy. It's gritty. It's quiet. It's you choosing not to hit snooze when your body is begging for rest. It's you walking into that room full of people who doubt you and saying, watch me. It's you failing, getting embarrassed, feeling like quitting, and then getting up anyway because you made a decision that your life was too important to waste. That's what separates people who get results from people who just talk about getting results. You got to stop saying things like they didn't support me, or I didn't have the resources, or it's not fair. Life's not fair. So what? Champions aren't born in fairness. Champions are built in chaos. Champions are carved out of struggle. If you only show up when it's easy, if you only commit when you're being applauded, if you only fight when you feel like it, You will never taste greatness. But if you take ownership, if you say, this is mine now, this life, this mission, this dream, it's mine and I'm not waiting for permission, then I promise you, there's not a force on this planet that can hold you back. You might be thinking, but I've made mistakes. Own them. Don't run from it. Don't deny it. Own it. Own every wrong turn. Own the wasted years. Own the hurt you caused. You're not taking blame to beat yourself up. You're taking ownership so you can change. Because as long as you play the victim, you'll keep reliving the same cycles. But the moment you own it, you take control. You shift from powerless to powerful. That's the turning point. Let me make it plain. Ownership is the difference between the person who says, I didn't get the opportunity, and the one who says, I'm going to create my own. It's the difference between the one who says, I can't do this because of my past, and the one who says, watch me turn my pain into fuel. And that switch, that's what starts the fire. That's what builds momentum. And once you get momentum on your side, you become dangerous. You become focused. You start making decisions based on vision, not emotion. Because when you own your life, you don't need a cheerleader. You don't need someone to hold your hand. You don't need everything to be perfect. You just keep showing up. And yeah, you'll stumble, you'll fall. You'll have days where nothing makes sense. But when you've taken ownership, you don't retreat, you reset. You don't make excuses, you make adjustments. You don't whine, you work, you pivot, you evolve, you find a way. Listen to me. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need a 10-year plan. But what you do need is to make that decision. The decision to stop blaming the world for what you haven't done. The decision to stop waiting on a perfect moment. The decision to stop giving 50% when you know 100% is what's required. And once you make that decision, everything changes. Because when you take ownership, you don't walk into the room the same. You walk in with authority, with presence, with intention. People can feel when you've owned your life. They can feel when you've been through the storm and refused to bow. And that's when doors start opening, not because it got easier, but because you got stronger. You want to be unstoppable? Then stop outsourcing your power. Stop waiting for life to hand you something. It's not coming. Go take it. Go build it. Go earn it. You don't need another miracle. You need to take command of what's already in your hands and do something with it. Nobody can stop you when you decide to own everything. Let's go. Everybody wants to be great until it's time to be consistent. Everybody wants to rise until they realize it takes doing the same thing over and over when nobody's clapping, nobody's validating, and nobody's watching. Let me tell you something. Motivation gets you started, but it's discipline that keeps you going. And not the kind of discipline that kicks in when you're excited. I'm talking about the kind that shows up when you're tired, bored, irritated, unmotivated, and ready to quit. See, being unstoppable doesn't come from hype. It comes from habits. You don't get strong by lifting weights once. You don't build a powerful mind by reading one book. And you sure don't become disciplined by being on and off. Discipline is daily. It's not something you feel. It's something you do. It's how you train your brain to lock in on what matters. It's how you win battles no one sees so you can claim victories everyone talks about. You want to know how real winners are made? It's not at the finish line. It's in the process. It's when they wake up and their body is aching, but they still hit the gym. It's when their schedule is packed, but they still take 10 minutes to pray, to reflect, to plan. It's when they turn off the TV, put down the phone and say, I got work to do. That's where the power is. That's where transformation lives. In the boring, in the repetitive, in the small, invisible decisions you make every single day. And that's why so many people never get there. Because the world has tricked you into thinking if it doesn't feel good, it's not working. That if it's not flashy, it's not worth doing. That if people don't notice it right away, it's not important. But let me tell you, discipline is not about applause. It's about alignment. It's about getting yourself to move even when your feelings don't match your goals. Because if your feelings are leading your life, you're always going to fold when things get hard. You'll keep starting over. You'll keep wondering why success keeps slipping through your fingers. But when discipline leads, feelings follow. You don't let your emotions run the show. You train them. You correct them. You bring them into submission. You don't let laziness decide how your day is going to go. You don't let frustration decide how you respond to pressure. You don't let fear talk you out of opportunity. When you're locked into discipline, you rise above all that. You stop reacting and you start leading yourself. And listen, discipline is doing it when it's not convenient. It's making that call when you'd rather avoid it. It's showing up when it's raining, when it's cold, when nobody would judge you for quitting, but you still choose to show up. It's you saying, I don't need hype, I've got habits. That's the mindset of a finisher. That's the posture of someone who is built for the long haul. Because storms are going to come, obstacles are going to come, distractions will always be there. But the person who is disciplined, they don't care what's going on around them. They keep their eyes forward. They've trained themselves to follow through regardless of what the world throws at them. And let me say this, you're not born with discipline. You build it, you grow it, and you grow it in pressure. You grow it in silence. You grow it when you choose structure over chaos, repetition over randomness, purpose over pleasure. Discipline is the reason a person with less talent can outperform someone who's more gifted. Because talent might give you a head start, but discipline will carry you to the finish line. You don't need to be extraordinary to win. You just need to be consistent. You want to change your life? Start creating non-negotiables. Not maybe if I feel like it tasks. I'm talking about things you commit to no matter how tired, how annoyed, how defeated you feel. That morning routine, non-negotiable. That workout, non-negotiable. That focus block with no distractions, non-negotiable. Because when your life is led by commitments, not emotions, you stop starting over. You stop breaking promises to yourself. You start becoming someone you can trust. The world is full of people who want to be successful, but they're allergic to discipline. They want to be great, but they want it fast, easy, and emotional. But let me tell you, you don't drift into greatness. You don't stumble into legacy. You build it. One disciplined decision at a time. You show up when you don't feel like it. You put in the reps. You keep your word, and eventually, something shifts. You stop being someone who talks about what they're gonna do, and you become someone who's doing it quietly, relentlessly. It's not always sexy. It's not always fun, but it's worth it. Every minute of discipline you invest is a seed. And you may not see fruit right away, but one day you'll look back and you'll realize that while others were distracted, you were building. While others were talking, you were growing. While others were waiting to feel ready, you were getting ready. You can't cheat this. You can't hack this. There is no shortcut for discipline. But if you build it, if you really commit to showing up, locking in, and honoring your habits, you become unstoppable. Because storms can't shake you. Feelings can't control you. Failure can't break you. When discipline becomes your default, you don't just move, you advance. It's time to stop negotiating with yourself. Time to stop running from discomfort. Time to stop chasing highs and start building habits. Because if you want the crown, you got to carry the cross. You got to do the work, especially when it's not exciting. That's how you separate yourself. That's how you rise. Because once discipline becomes who you are, not just something you do, you'll realize you've already become the version of yourself that can't be stopped. Let me tell you something real quick. It don't matter how hard you work, how talented you are, how disciplined you become. If your mind is not focused, you will sabotage everything you build. Let that sink in, because focus is not just a skill, it's a weapon. And most people, they're walking through life unarmed. No direction, no clarity. Just moving through the motions, doing everything and accomplishing nothing. That's why they burn out. That's why they lose steam. That's why they never finish. Because their energy is leaking in 100 directions and none of it is hitting the target. You want to be unstoppable? Then you've got to learn how to protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Your focus determines your future. Your focus shapes your reality. Whatever you give your attention to, you give your energy to. And where energy flows, results grow. But if you keep feeding distractions, if you keep saying yes to every notification, every drama, every unnecessary conversation, you're going to stay stuck chasing movement instead of progress. We live in a world that is designed to pull you in 1,000 directions. Every app, every ad, every headline is fighting for your attention. But the ones who win in this world, the ones who break through and dominate, they're not the ones with the most options. They're the ones with the clearest focus. They know what they're chasing. They know what matters. And they don't apologize for cutting off what doesn't. And let me make this clear. Protecting your focus doesn't mean you're rude. It means you're intentional. It means you don't let people dump their chaos on you. It means you don't scroll for an hour, then wonder why you're anxious and unproductive. It means you stop opening your mind to energy that weakens your spirit. You've got to stop giving access to people who haven't earned your attention. Stop letting voices in your life that aren't speaking life. Some of you are mentally exhausted, not because of the grind, but because of the garbage you've allowed in your space. You've got to become ruthless with your focus. Ruthless. You've got to treat your attention like gold, because once it's gone, you can't get it back. And time is moving whether you're focused or not. Life is not waiting for you to get your act together. You've got to choose right now who and what gets your energy, because everything costs something. Every yes is a no to something else. Every moment you spend being distracted is a moment you could have used to get stronger, wiser, closer to your vision. And listen, clarity is power. When you are clear on your mission, clear on your priorities, clear on what season you're in, you don't get shaken by little things. People can talk about you, you're still locked in. Plans can fall apart, you still know where you're going. That's what focus gives you, stability in chaos. It's not about having a perfect life. It's about having a clear mind in the middle of the noise. But that clarity, that doesn't come by accident. You've got to train your focus. Just like discipline, it's a muscle. You've got to build it. You've got to learn to say no, not today, not now, I'm locked in. Some people won't understand it. Some will say, you've changed. Let them. Because the truth is, if everybody is comfortable with your level of focus, you're probably not focused enough. When you start living with intention, it will intimidate the lazy. It will irritate the unfocused. But you're not here to be understood. You're here to execute. You're here to rise. And don't get it twisted. Focus doesn't mean you're busy all the time. It doesn't mean hustle with no rest. It means you're deliberate. It means when you rest, you actually rest. Because you're not carrying the mental weight of all the things you said yes to that don't align with your vision. It means when you work without guilt, without distraction, without apology. Because you're not just reacting to life. You're running your race on purpose. Some of you are overwhelmed not because you're doing too much, but because you're doing too much of the wrong stuff. You're pouring yourself into things that don't pay off. You're stuck in cycles that drain you. You're trying to please everybody and impress nobody, not even yourself. But when you get laser focused, that changes. You stop scattering your efforts. You stop juggling chaos. You streamline, you simplify, you execute. And that execution, that's where the shift happens. Because when you got real focus, you start making real progress. You're no longer interested in being busy. You're committed to being effective. You're no longer addicted to noise. You're obsessed with purpose. And people will start to see it. They'll feel it. That presence, that intensity, that energy that says, I'm not playing with my future. I'm not distracted. I'm not scattered. I'm locked in. Let me tell you something. You don't have to be the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. But if you master your focus, you will outlast, outwork, and outgrow people who are born with more. Because most people don't lose because they're not good enough. They lose because they keep stopping. They keep switching lanes. They keep giving up their energy to things that don't move them forward. But when you become the kind of person who can block out noise, zone in on what matters, and stay there long enough to build momentum, you become unstoppable. So I need you to ask yourself, what are you giving your energy to? What's taking up space in your mind that's not building your future? Who are you listening to that's killing your confidence? What habits are robbing your time, your clarity, your peace? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? Because this is your life. This is your shot. And if you don't guard your focus, you're going to miss your moment. But if you lock in, if you shut out the noise, if you make up your mind that nothing is more important than your vision, then no distraction, no doubt, no storm can shake your direction. Stay focused, stay dangerous. Let's get something straight. Pain is not the enemy. Failure is not the enemy. Struggle is not the enemy. The real enemy is your refusal to endure it, to face it, to grow through it. See, everybody wants to be unstoppable until life hits. Everybody talks about greatness, legacy, success until pressure shows up. But let me tell you something. The people who make it to the top, the ones who stay there, who thrive under pressure, they are the ones who've developed a habit of embracing discomfort. They lean into the fire. They don't avoid the heart, they run toward it. Most people want easy. They want the rewards, the results, the spotlight without the scars. But you can't have the shine without the storm. You can't walk in power if you've never been crushed and still kept going. Discomfort is the price. Growth doesn't come through convenience, it comes through resistance. Just like muscles don't grow without tension, your mindset doesn't evolve without challenge. And if you're always seeking comfort, always looking for the shortcut, always trying to stay safe, you're going to stay soft. You're going to stay stuck. Because comfort kills ambition. Anybody going to stop seeing pain as punishment? It's not here to destroy you. It's here to develop you. It's here to reveal who you really are. Anybody can smile when life's easy. Anybody can grind when they feel good. But who are you when nothing is working? Who are you when your name gets dragged? Who are you when the weight gets heavy and quitting feels justified? That's where your identity gets shaped. That's where your power is forged. You want to be unstoppable? Then you've got to get used to being uncomfortable. You've got to train yourself to sit in the fire without running, to face failure without folding, to walk into the unknown with your head up. Because that's what separates the ones who dream from the ones who dominate. They've made peace with discomfort. They've made struggle part of the process. They're not shocked when things get hard. They expect it. And because they expect it, they're not broken by it. They're built by it. Some of you are praying for strength, but avoiding everything that makes you strong. You're asking for growth, but running from the very pressure that would elevate you. You want the promise without the process, but it don't work like that. The process is sacred. The pressure is necessary. Discomfort is the door. Every time you lean into pain instead of avoiding it, you build resilience. Every time you push through resistance, instead of backing down, you build grit. Every time you keep going, when everything in you says stop, you prove that you're no longer controlled by comfort. You're led by purpose. And let me tell you, this ain't a one-time thing. It's a habit, a daily decision, a mindset that says, if it's uncomfortable, it's probably where I need to go. See, your next level isn't waiting in your comfort zone. It's on the other side of sacrifice. It's buried beneath the grind. It's wrapped in rejection, in sweat and silence. And if you're not willing to go there, if you're not willing to live there, you'll never unlock what's inside of you. Because the truth is, discomfort is a sign that you're stretching. It's proof that you're pushing past your limits. And that's where transformation happens. Not when you stay safe, but when you step out, when you take the risks, when you trust yourself in the dark, when you stop playing small just because small feels familiar. You've got to choose growth over ease, purpose over popularity, long-term vision over short-term relief. But this ain't just physical, it's mental, emotional. You've got to have the courage to sit with your emotions, to face your insecurities, to work through your inner chaos without numbing it, avoiding it, or blaming somebody else for it. Because pain doesn't just come from circumstances, it comes from within. And if you're not willing to confront that pain, if you keep distracting yourself every time you feel uncomfortable, you'll never break the patterns that keep sabotaging your progress. So here's what I need from you. I need you to stop praying for the struggle to end and start asking for the strength to endure. I need you to stop avoiding what's hard and start mastering it. I need you to stop chasing comfort and start chasing calling. Because if you want to be unstoppable, you got to be willing to hurt. Not forever, but for long enough to transform, long enough to grow, long enough to become someone that pain can't break. And when you start living like that, you start seeing pain differently. You stop fearing it. You start welcoming it because you realize it's not here to destroy you. It's here to prepare you for the next level, for the bigger stage, for the greater purpose. And you're not going to fold when pressure hits. You're going to rise. You're going to remember that every uncomfortable moment is molding you. Every delay is deepening you. Every setback is sharpening you. That's what discomfort does. It disciplines your soul. I'm telling you, you've got to rewire your response to resistance. Stop waiting for it to get easy. Start deciding that no matter what, you're going to keep moving. You're going to keep showing up. You're going to keep believing, building, working, trusting, even when it hurts. Because that's how you unlock the kind of strength that can't be shaken, the kind of fire that doesn't burn out. So don't wish for comfort. Don't pray for an easier road. Ask for the kind of character that can handle the hard road. Build the kind of mind that doesn't flinch under fire, the kind of heart that doesn't back down from the battle, the kind of spirit that refuses to be stopped because it was built in the storm. And once you get there, once you've trained yourself to embrace discomfort, you'll look back and realize you didn't just survive the pain, you became powerful because of it.